All right, so we're going to do solving simultaneously, substitution method, and the objective is to find the points of intersection, right? All right, so I will start with an example for you. Let's say I gave you something like this. Y is equal to 3x squared minus 2x plus 1. And the y is equal to x plus 1. All right, actually, let's change it to x plus 4. Right. How do we use substitution method? Take a look here, right? Substitution method means that we're trying to replace one of the variables. So we're trying to replace y or we're trying to replace x, right? So we're trying to replace y or x, right? So if you look here, whenever we're using substitution method, there's something that you want to always use. The first thing you do is you always, right? You always make you always use the linear equation. So look at the two equations there. That first equation is a what? A quadratic. Highest power of x is 2. So this is a quadratic. What about this one here? That is linear because the highest power of x is 1. That's okay? That is a linear equation. So we always use the linear equation to make x or y the subject. Right? To make x or y the subject. So I am going to use from equation 2, I'll make y the subject. But you recognize y is already the subject there? Y is already the subject. So we'll be good to go. So we have y is equal to x plus 4. Now I am going to substitute equation 2 in equation 1. So in equation 1, I have y here. I am going to replace that y with x plus 4. So I'll end up with x plus 4 is equal to 3x squared minus 2x plus 1. You all okay with that? Everybody okay with that? Yeah? Next step, I am going to carry everything on the right side. So I'll end up with 0 is equal to 3x squared minus 2x plus 1. I carry across the x, I'll get minus x. Carry across the 4, I'll get minus 4. So I'm going to get 0 is equal to 3x. Bringing the like terms together now. Minus 2x minus x plus 1 minus 4. So I get in 0 is equal to 3x squared minus 3x minus 3. All right? Right? I can take this off here and put it on the next side. It don't matter, right? Everybody okay with that? So I have 3x squared minus 3x minus 3. That's a quadratic. I have to solve it now. Okay? So I know that a is 3, b is minus 3, c is minus 3. So I go into the formula. Minus b plus or minus the square root of. And I'm going to solve for x and y. I'm going to solve for x, sorry. That's okay? Copy it down. Copy it down and see if we can find for x or not. I'll use the formula for you that's now, but just copy down there before I turn the slide. Right, so again, I'm making x or y the subject of the formula in the linear equation, and then I'm going to substitute in the next one. Right? Sometimes they get quadratic, as you have to solve, sometimes they don't. Copy it down. If you reach there already, use the formula. Should use the formula. plugging A, B, and C into the formula. Right. So you should do this formula, right? Minus 3 plus or minus. And so what you got? Let's see how your formula went. I changed this slide, right? So x is equal to minus b. B was minus 3. Plus and minus the square root of b squared minus 4 A was how much again? A was positive 3, right? And C was negative 3.
So I have a question.
Yeah,
Messaging
go
you
ahead.
that. It was 4AC in the formula.
It was, say it again?
It was 4AC in the formula. I had
Yeah.
message in the chat tags. Okay.
So it's 4, A, and C, yeah. Oh, I thought it was U. Yeah, sorry. It's 4AC. And then you have to work it out. So this is, please, you can't use the calculator at maths people. In maths, they can't use the calculator to get the answer. You have to show them the working. If it can't factorize, you have to do this long thing. All right? So it's 3 plus and minus the square root of 9 plus 12 by 3 is what? 36? All over 6. So that's 3 plus the square root of 45 over 6. 3 minus the square root of 45 over 6. Anybody got that? What was the answer? One decimal place. -1.6, -0.6. So those are your two x values. Are we done there? Are we done? Do you stop when you get the x values alone? Right, so you have to find the y value, right? What was equation 2 again? Y is equal to x plus 4. So you have to go back to equation 2 and then solve for y. So when x is 1.6, y is 1.6 plus 4. Y is 5.6. So your first answer, 1.6, 5.6. And then put x is minus 0.6. So y is minus 0.6 plus 4. Y is 3.4. So your last answer is minus 0.6, 3.4. Right? So there are two things you need to remember. You need to remember when you have a quadratic, you have to use this long formula. And you still have to find for y after. Ready? So we'll be going again, right? For those who now just came, just watch the steps one more time. You have two equations, right? Take the linear equation and make y or x subject. When you do that, substitute that equation into the next equation. Simplify it, you'll get a nice quadratic. Use this formula and solve it. Right? When you get the two x values, solve for the two y values. All right? So let's take a look at how to do that, right? So I would like you to solve this here for me. Solve solve that, please. From one equation one, next equation two, right? Right, bring everything across and solve the question, right? Put them together. First part. First part. Yeah, you don't have that? That was the last one.
You can check my message, please.
Right, I'll give you one of the better numbers next time, right? All right, let's see how this went. Right, so label up your equation 1, 2. Right, so from equation 2, I don't have to make anything the subject because y is already the subject. Next, I'm going to substitute equation 2 in equation 1. So I'll get 2x plus 5 is 4x squared minus 3x plus 2. Right, bring everything on the right side. I'll get 0 is 4x squared minus 3x minus 2x plus 2 minus 5. So I'll bring the like terms together one time, right? So I'll get 0 is equal to 4x squared minus 5x minus 3. Right? That is the quadratic that we're trying to solve. Right? A is equal to 4, B is equal to minus 5, C is equal to minus 3. All right, Kaya, so you're good so far. And then it can substitute in here, right? X is equal to minus B plus or minus. Right, so that's minus. When you make a substitution, use brackets, right? So you don't mix up your signs. B squared is minus 5 squared minus 4 by A by C. All over 2 by A. So that X is equal to 5 plus and minus the square root of 25 plus, what's that, 12 by 4, so that's 48. All over 8. So X is equal to 5 plus and minus the square root of, how much you all got there, 73? All over 8. Put it in the calculator and you should get two values, right? What were the two values? X is what? (1.7) and minus 0.4. Okay? Those are your two X values. And then find your two Y values. You get that, Adelia? Where you went wrong? Same equation. After you didn't divide by 8. Check it back and see. Let me see a calculator. Put in the calculator, let me see. Right, some of the sharp people will get values like that. Sharp will read it for you. Or put brackets everywhere. Or put brackets everywhere, right? So if you use sharp, you might have gotten 6 point something. So if you're using a sharp, put a bracket here when you're working it out. Or just try and get Casio. Right? When you solve for X, solve for Y one time. So when you come here, the first Y value was what? 2 by 1.7 plus 5. How much is that? 8.4. And the next value is 2 by minus 0.4 plus 5, which was 4.2. Right. Okay, when you find x, you have to find y as well, right? You can stop there. You have to find y too. All right, let's go again. Everybody had to get it right before we move on. Anybody confused anywhere? Anybody confused? Yeah, tell me where. Anybody confused? Shiva, are you okay? Online, any questions? Kaya, yeah? Any questions, Olya? So sometimes they already make y the subject for you, sometimes it will not be that nice, right? I'm gonna give you one from my past paper now. You can find y already. Y is 8.4, 4.2. All right, nice. Everybody have that, right? So let's try this. I will try a little paper from the past. Try a little paper from the past here. Let me see, topic by topic. Let me see if we get an easiest one. Right, let me see if we get an easiest one here. Pardon me. I'm going over this thing, right? Right, so let's see how the one's a hard one, right? So there we go. Aha, I like this fella here. You know why? Because you had to make y the subject. Do your thing here. Which equation would you use, the first or the second? Second. And yeah, and it's all right. Before you drop out on my lesson something, let me give you an easier one. Let me start here first. Let's start here. This is June 2012. Solve that there. Take your time when you make the substitution for y, right? Right? When you make the substitution for y, put a bracket around whatever y is, right? Take your time. Same thing, right? Wherever you have y, replace it with whatever you have there. you get nice numbers? Yeah. You're supposed to get a nice phone number. See? So I see plenty little mistakes. So it's y minus, I'll write it down, just some more what it says there. Eight minus x on 2x squared plus equal to, right. So the first mistake I saw, right? So when I walked around there, the first mistake I saw was that we substituted the wrong thing. This is equation 1, this is equation 2. So we already have y as a subject, right? So we're going to substitute equation 1 in 2. Remember, we're using substitution method. So therefore, you have to make a substitution, right? So I am going to take off this y here, and I am going to write what the new y is, 8 minus x. Okay? So it's 2x squared plus x, 8 minus x, is equal to minus 16. Right? Some people substitute the wrong thing. Right? They told you what y is, so you're taking off y in the next equation, and you multiply it out, right? So you'll get 2x squared plus 8x, x by 8 is 8x, x by minus x is minus x squared. And bring the minus 16 across, and you'll get plus 16. Right? You're not done there. Bring the like terms together. So you'll get 2x squared minus x squared plus 8x plus 16 is 0. Okay? 2x squared minus x squared. 2x squared minus x squared is x squared plus 8x plus 16. X is equal to sorry. A is equal to 1, B is equal to 8, C is equal to 16. Now we're going to use the formula. X is equal to minus B plus or minus the square root of B squared minus 4 by A by C all over 2 by A. You see that? I just plug it in the formula. Right, here's where I saw a small mistake again. This is the square root of 64 minus 64. So we're going to get 0 in there. All over 2. So x is equal to minus 8 plus and minus 0 over 2. So we are only going to get one answer, minus 4. Okay, don't just copy it down. Some of you are just copying it down. I want you to understand the principles, right? So the first principle is that we're taking y and we're substituting y for this y here. When I make this substitution, I put a bracket around the new y. Then I multiply it out. I bring the like terms together. Right? I bring the like terms together and I get a nice quadratic. I figured out what A, B, and C, and then I substitute into the quadratic formula. Okay? So x is equal to minus 4. So when x is equal to minus 4, y is equal to 8 minus x. So I got 12. So the answer is minus 4, 12. Anybody got that? Ravina got that. Chloe got that. Very good. Megan, very good. Almost there. Look at how much right. You almost there. Anybody got that again? Very good. Very good. Anya, you didn't get? But you didn't pop your hand, so that means you didn't get. So a mistake, Ashton? So a little mistake. We'll go to the next. So, right, so come on the board and do the next one. So going again, same thing. All right. I want you to take, you see that 1, 2, 3, see that fourth line? That fourth line is the most important line. Right? Make a substitution and then take your time and expand it out. Okay? Did you get that? Okay? Take your time, right? Start with the linear and make a substitution. Copy it down. I'm going to give you one just go. The one I will show you this. Copy it down and follow it the same step. Right? And you know, once you understand the principles, right? Make y the subject. Substitute for y in the second one. Simplify it and then solve the quadratic. Right? What are the steps again, Sean? In your own words. What are the steps? Step number 1. Make. Just writing it down, right? Step number 1 is the make y the subject. Step number 2 is substitute for y. Step number 3 is expand it out and simplify it. Step number 4, solve the quadratic, and then solve for y. Okay? So make sure you understand those steps. So regardless of what they give you, you can manipulate it. Huh? Yeah, but I just called it out, so write it down. All right, so we're going to the next one. Take your time and do the same thing, right? All right, let's go again. Online, don't forget to send your answers, right? Let's see what you got. Right, you could also take a pic and send your work in as well, right? So let's try this 2017 here. Take your time. almost like the last one, except for one step, right? Make y a subject. That's okay? To make which equation are you going to use to make y the subject? First or second? Second, right? And y is what? Make y subject in your head. Y is equal to 3. That's not it. Missing something. 3 minus x. Right? Because you have to move the x across. So y is 3 minus x. And then follow the steps from there. So go ahead, Olive. Let's see if we can get this one right. Make y the subject, substitute. Normally, you get nice numbers, right? Normally. If you're not getting decimal, you get decimal something. Should be equal now. Right. And you hope with what we're looking for. Let's see. Rahman because what's in here. Rahman was that nice. Rahman was that nice. Right, online. Press this quick. So you can multiply. So up to here, looking for the same structure. So this is y, right? So what did I say to do with y? Yeah. So take off the y and put 3 minus it, and then you multiply this out. So take off the y and multiply. Right. So let's check and see what we get now online. Right. So it take a little while because I had to go through all them books here, and people like Ali not listening. So. All right. So let's see what you get. Taking this one off, right? Just do my favor and I'll just call it back to me, please. So the question is what? X plus y is? I write the wrong thing first. Yeah, tell me what is again? X squared plus 2xy equals 5, and then? Right. So from, look at my statements, from equation 2, y is equal to 3 minus x. That's a new equation. We can call that 3. Substitute equation 3 in equation 1. So you'll get x squared plus 2x, open brackets, 3 minus x. And some people move across the 5 already, so you get minus 5. Right? Most people had this. I saw a small mistake in expanding out. 2x by 3 is 6x, and some people got this wrong. 2x multiplied by minus x is what? 2 by minus 1 is minus 2. X by x is x squared. Right? So you're supposed to get minus 2x squared minus 5 is 0. Right? Then bring your like terms together. X squared minus 2x squared plus 6x minus 5 is 0. So we will end up with minus x squared plus 6x minus 5 is 0. A is minus 1. Right? B is 6. And C is minus 5. Yeah? So x is equal to minus b plus and minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2 by a. So x is equal to minus 6 plus the square root of 36 minus 20 all over minus 2. So I got x is minus 6 plus the square root of 16 minus 6 minus the square root of 16 and minus 2. So x is equal to minus 6 plus 4. I got 1. Minus 6 minus 4. I got 5. Anybody get that? 1, 5? 1 and 5? Nice. And then come back here and solve for y. Right? Y is 3 minus 1. That's 2. Y is 3 minus 5, which is minus 2. Right? So the main mistake I've seen from people is here. You're expanding that little part wrong. Right? Remember, if you expand that wrong, you'll get the whole thing wrong. Right? You're doing all this correct. But that first expansion thing is where you're making this small mistake, right? All right, so I want you to take your time and go over that. Any questions? Any questions on this? All right, if you check in the group, I'm going to send one for you in the group, right? Okay, so that's the way you solve simultaneously, right? In the group, I will actually, watch this here. We write this one down for homework. One question. You can even do it in 2 or 3 minutes, right? See your mistakes, right? So I'll give you one just like this again. I gave you this already. Sorry. Right? Copy down those 2 and do them for homework. Sorry, just this one here alone. Copy down this one for homework. Do I already yet? It have no yet. Wrong. Wrong. That full stop is because I know where to have it. Copy it down and do that for homework, right? Huh? Probably the last question. Probably a typo. solve that simultaneously. Right, looks like Mira doing hers already. Okay, all right, so next week we'll correct that.